professional education. So if you plan to follow a traditional MD program, you will reduce your chance of being funded. If you have a goal of going to a particular grad school, to a particular program, though, say that because it shows that you're focused and increases your chances of being funded. The proposal summaries, and there's a one-page summary that has to be written, are really important because they're the first things that are read. If the summary is bad, it could be the only thing that's read. So make sure that you write a good summary of your proposal. And occasionally they get published. And it is the thing that legislators get sent. So keep in mind that we do want to see good summaries of the proposal. And the way to write a good summary is write the summary last. If you try to write the summary first, you won't have a good summary because you'll find that as you write the proposal, it'll change quite a lot. Most of the stuff is a required format. Most of the stuff is informational. Just make sure it's correct. The proposal itself, 5 pages, double-spaced. The reading of this that's appropriate is if you submit more than 5 pages, the reviewer doesn't have to read it. In fact, it might not even be sent out. So keep that in mind. Don't use a small font. Most reviewers are like me and wear multifocals, so have real trouble reading small font, particularly late in the day. So use 12 point, use 14 point. Those look great after you've looked at a number of small font proposals. It really can make a difference, and I can tell you that most of the review panel does wear bifocals, so keep that in mind. References aren't included in the total. In the project description, you have to describe the background and significance of the project, and the background should be limited to about 25%. Don't spend the whole 5 pages talking about the background. The student should be the one who writes the proposal, or at least it needs to be clear that the student was deeply involved in the proposal. The reason for that is, and the reason that the reviewers are really interested in that is, we had a proposal from UCA Fayetteville where a faculty member wrote a proposal. The student didn't know it had been submitted. The student declined the award because they had other things to do. And so ever since then, we have made sure that the students actually, if at all possible, wrote the proposal. One of my fellow reviewers got a stack of 8 from the same lab. They were all very similar. The reviewer decided that the faculty member had played a major role in writing them, and so decided not to recommend any of his proposals for funding that year. So make it clear that you are the one who wrote the proposal. One of the things is you need to show planning, and a good way to do that is using a Gantt time chart, which looks like this. You can do them in Excel. There are lots of open source Gantt time chart makers, and if I like it arranged so that if I wrote one, I like the activities being nicely down the diagonal, so it shows that you thought about which order the things should appear in. But they can say lots of words, and you can put charts in your proposals. And it also assures people that you've planned. Gantt doesn't stand for anything, despite what you can read on the internet. It was named after someone. It was named after one of the people who invented scientific management theories. But you'll see lots of people claiming it stands for grant activities, and I've forgotten what the N and the TT is supposed to stand for. It doesn't stand for a thing. It's a guy's name. Here's a simple one. This one's a bit more complicated. That one was done by Microsoft project manager. And this one is the history of the Dow Jones averages in the form of a Gantt chart. So you can do all sorts of things, but they're really useful. Basically, what you have on one axis is the activities, on the other axis you have the timeline, and you just block out what you're doing and arrange it so you have a nice line that shows you plan to do things in the order in which they need to be done. budget these days is an Excel form, self-explanatory, and the basic thing is, since it does the arithmetic for you, you shouldn't make arithmetic errors. Only ask for the entire amount if you plan to do a 2-semester project. If you are doing a 1-semester project, there's a different budget form with a lower maximum budget, but that's explained on the ADHE website.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What about summer projects?
Go ahead.
What about summer projects?
Same thing.
Would that be considered?
You could use half of the total budget. You could do a $2,000 project in the summer only.
Question, has that been changed? Because in previous years, you could use the whole amount for only summer.
Check on the budget. I believe that the guidelines might still allow that, but I do know that last year, the ones that were for summer only, we only awarded half the amounts.
It has to be either fall, spring and summer,
Right.
or summer and fall.
Right.
Or it could be spring,
Or-
summer.
Right.
Or spring,
Well,
summer,
Right.
fall.
but-
To get the full budget.
Yeah, but if you're only going to award half, $2,000 or whatever, I mean, so how is a student only going to work for 6 weeks or something? I mean, because what is the going rate? $275 an hour? Is that
Right.
Stuff?
Right.
And you want them to work
Right.
4 hour week, you can't do anything in 10
Well, what
hours.
most people do, though, is have the project extend, have them do some reading in the semester before, and have all of the work done, most of the work done in the summer. But if you do a summer-only project, you won't. But you can have people lay the groundwork in the spring, and then that counts as a spring-summer project. But and that's the way around that.
Groundwork would include pilot testing, correct?
Yes. So I won't go through the explanations of how to fill out the budget page, and this is what the budget form looks like. It's self-explanatory, but we're about out of time. Let's talk about the letters of support. They're not confidential, and they're not reference letters. What they need to do is, and that will surprise faculty members, but they're public record. So keep in mind that they shouldn't say things like, little Johnny was a really good student. He made the class every time, on time every day. It's not what's being looked for. What's being looked for is, of the students I've taught, this is one of the best students, or some ranking and some knowledge of what they have been able to do. The letter should be about a page in length. And when I need letters of support to write grants, which I do all the time, my usual method of getting good letters is to write them myself and to give them to the person who submitted them as a draft. And I've written letters that were signed without changes from everybody from Bill Clinton on down. So if you want good letters, provide a draft, and most of the time, in my experience, when I say most, I mean 95% of the time, they'll come back with very few changes. So a good way is to supply a draft. This is what they should look like. You'll have to play that by ear with the people that you ask, but lots of people will appreciate a draft, and make sure it's grammatically correct, because sometimes they will just add a signature and give it back to you. So don't make any grammar errors if you do that. And this is that evaluative criteria that I said we don't pay any attention to. And the final advice is follow all the directions, proofread carefully. If in doubt, contact sponsored programs. Boleyn will help you. Don't make reviewers have to hunt for things. Visuals are good, and use a Gantt time chart to demonstrate planning. So that's the overview, and I think that's what the time we have, but I'll be happy to try and answer any questions.
Do you have any questions?
If you have any questions while you're writing it, it's saddison@uca.edu, and I respond to email very quickly.
Would you be there on Thursday?
I will try, but I'm not sure that I can be.
Because I'm sure that people may want to think about this.
Right.
And may have questions.
Right.